My name is Tumishi Ajigbe. Nigeria, by February, there is going to be an election, and different set of people are going to march into government houses, both subnational and at the national level. But regardless, it should be a win-win because election, as it is, should be a rollover event in which people get to know different set of people that will handle the affairs of the nation. No, I am not an octopus. I don't know who is going to win. Whoever has good manifesto and pass his message across to people will definitely win. Nigeria gained an independence in 1960, and it started its modern democracy in 1999, and ever since 1999 we have set of presidents of Olusegun Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and the incumbent, which is President Muhammadu Buhari. But as a Nigerian, as a young Nigerian, to speak the truth, no one has done perfectly compared to some countries that are just getting to the same position with Nigeria. See, we don't even have leadership at all. So a situation whereby leadership, there is a gap between the leadership and the followership. There is no policy that will be functional. So if I am given opportunity to be like president of Nigeria, I will make sure I bridge the gap in which there will be a direct connection between the leadership and the followership. This election, 2023 election, is definitely going to change the storyline because the election, 93 million people are going to the poll as conducted by INEC. But the awareness in youth engagement in political awareness, political education, and them participating in political participation too will definitely change the narration. But if going to your question, that in the next 10 years, if we get it wrong in this 2023, before the end of the subsequent tenure, we are going to know the end of what is going to come in the next 10 years. But 10 years is too far. Let us just say how will be the next administration, how will they perform, how it is going to be. So that should be the right question. 10 years is very, very far. We have a lot of youth. The same state that Nigerians find themselves in Nigeria is not encouraging at all. As it is now, we have indices and statistics that shows that Nigeria is performing poorly in terms of competition with other countries. Even in Africa, Nigeria that used to be a giant of Africa now ceased to be giant of itself. So just mere looking at the realm of things now, this election, as many people have been talking about, civil society organization, media, and the politicians too, how they effectively take it very, very seriously, things may perhaps work well for Nigerians. According to the directive of the government and what the Minister of Finance says, they just have to change it because they discovered that there are a lot of money in the circulation, and it is like a measure in which they can correct what is wrong. That's too much. 400 million naira, as I said. I've not even confirmed the news, but if it is true, it means there is something wrong because that money is still huge for sending message. Who are they sending messages to? We have millions of Nigerians that they could even say to us that they did not even receive any message. But if it is true, that is uncalled for and it is not good. So I cannot say it is bad or it is, because we see Ghana, see Liberia, those countries got independent before Nigeria. And I cannot say independence, gaining independence with those people that came to colonize us is a wrong idea. But we personally, we have to work on ourselves. Independent or not independent, it doesn't mean anything. If Nigerians are kind, those people, the elite, the top people, if they are kind to ordinary people, the story will not be like this. See your question, the question seems that things are not working well. That's why you're asking this kind of question. If the society is well reserved, the story is not going to be like this. Atiku Abubakar has been contesting since 1992. I don't even think maybe my mother has ever met my father that time that Atiku has been contesting. And President Muhammadu Buhari was the president in 1985. I don't even think that time maybe my mother I don't even know where my mother was that time. Maybe he has even thought of maybe he is going to give birth to a child called Tumishe. But youth are the leaders of tomorrow. It is like an accession that we've been listening to when we are very young, and unfortunately Nigeria did not really make it a reality for us, because the set of people that have been there all this while are still the same set of people that are there now. So that's it. Let me give you, for example, there is a lawmaker in Oyo State where I was born and grow. When I was in primary 2, I do hear of Teslim Folarin, and up till now he's still a member of the Senate. Imagine, since when I was in primary 2, now I'm doing my masters. So the same thing, just same set of people. They are just trying to recycle themselves into the office. But may God help us, sha. That's it. Chances are not there for the youth. Don't let us lie to ourselves. Except if you want to paint what is already not paintable, like what is not even good at all. We should keep getting involved. Now, in the kind of what I do for myself, young people are getting there in terms of all the whole spaces, entertainment. But we want young people to in politics. We want young people. We just want young people. We have young people contesting in the for the president, but regardless, they are not. The medias are not giving them. The medias are not giving the young people voice over. They are just still supporting the babas. Atiku, Tinubu, Peter Obi, all those Kwankwaso. They have been there since when I was very young, and they are still the leading point now. But as I said, the young people will be the one to hold the key when the time comes. Look at the EndSARS. The EndSARS is just like a wave. They only want to change the system, but so unfortunately, it was brought up and it couldn't function as the way it's expected to be. They should work on unity and make sure Nigeria erases its name from the terrorized terrain in the world, because it brings shame to Nigerians. Because if we find ourselves in an atmosphere where our security is not guaranteed, it's a question to everyone. Even the president can lose his life in the course of him not trying to secure where he's governing. I cannot say, because I am not working with the data agency, but security in Nigeria is awkward, horrible. It is not something that brings pride to its people. Security is the main thing. If there is security, there will be law and order. But if there is no security, there will not be law. Even security is a bridge of law and order. In Nigeria, we even have a clause in our constitution, section 18, that says, as a Nigerian, all of us have to receive free education. But so unfortunate, many Nigerians will tell you that in their entire lifetime, they have never tasted the benefit, the dividend of democracy that say there should be free education given to Nigerians. And the problem is just from the foundation, because many of these government that Nigeria that has been into offices in Nigeria, they don't prioritize education. They don't take education very, very seriously, and we cannot blame them. It is only the time that we try to get a government that will understand the importance of education, perhaps that is when things will be in order. Okay. Nigeria should turn up and make sure that they make this election a kettle of different fishes to them. Through that, Nigeria can perhaps change its pot. So we can not all be objective to everything that we'll be discussing on issue of regarding politics. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and all of us have this blood and vein that run through us that make us believe that there is something that has to change. Upon all the whole 18 candidates, I have one person which I believe he can govern the country so well if given the opportunity, which is Omoyele Sowore. But I will not lie to myself, his head is not in the race. Omoyele Sowore has used the journalism to smoothing the society. He is a publisher of Sahara Reporter, and the Sahara Reporter has been used several times to put politicians in right tracks. He has done so many investigative stories to let us know that he knows the key to problems of Nigeria. Sowore said he's going to legalize marijuana for economic growth, not for consumption motive. Some people on social media tend to misunderstand that, thinking it will give access to smokers to smoke anyhow, but not really like that. His reason is based on 3 motives. Number one, the cannabis, which people call marijuana, has been tested by WHO as a cure to epilepsy, pain, and less appetite, and it cure cancers too. And apart from that, there is a place in Nigeria, in Ondo State, Ogbese, that it has been tested that marijuana can grow so well. And other one is that it is a big economy, is a big business that is giving other countries like Canada, some states in the United States of America, that is feeding them. So if Nigeria should dwell into marijuana business, it will perhaps change our economy. Look at one system economy that we have in Nigeria. We've been selling crude oil theft, and there is no story to write on that. If the chance is given that we should think of going into another set of economy like cannabis business, Nigeria can perhaps change, not really giving access to smokers to smoke. And again, if looking at his own postulation, if marijuana is legalized in Nigeria, according to him, there will be a measure in which people will take it. Now, marijuana in Nigeria is a contraband, and record still has it that Nigeria is the third consumer of marijuana in the whole world. No, let us just give it a chance and let us use it to redefine our economic system. I cannot say 60% of Nigerians, but we have huge amount of Nigerian youth that take marijuana. Imagine depression here and there. Sapa is holding people, and people are getting depressed every day. So marijuana, according to them, is like a cure, but I will not really support that because Nigeria doesn't have a cure culture. But let us just think of how we can use marijuana to redefine our economic system.